Hello, toy friends. Welcome back. I'm Will. This is the 1A team. And with me, as always, is Mr. Jim, Super Speed Largo, with his
Hey,
new internet connection. How's it going, buddy?
good. Really good.
Coming in. Nice crystal clear. Fully there. Well, guys, we have quite a show today. We've got several guests. So without further ado, let's bring. Oh, let's. Where
Yeah,
is
we
it?
got a little intro there at the bottom.
Yeah, that's it. There it is. I see it. Let's run that little intro. All right. Awesome intro. Largo, BETARAYBOB, Outer Multiverse.
Howdy,
How
howdy.
are you guys today? Bjorn
Hey.
got scared and he chickened out last minute and dropped out. No, I think he's having some internet issues. So hopefully if he
Indeed.
can't get back in, he'll be in the chat there. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Great. Glad
Good.
to have you guys back on. If anyone's watched the show, you know these guys. They're practically regulars here now. We always have a good time with them. And it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like Bjorn, who had cold feet, has made it back in.
Hey.
Let's get him in here. Bjorn,
There
how's
he
it
is.
going, man?
Bjorn.
Hey, I pressed the wrong button and booted myself out.
All right. You wrenched yourself right out of the stream. Okay.
Yes, I am
Well,
back.
Zaymot's here. Let's see what we
Yeah.
got going on in the chat. He is chomping
Okay.
at the bit to see this, as am I.
Cool.
We got
Awesome.
Scotty's here. Robert's Infinite Realms
Hey, Robert.
braved the snow to get here. Ted Darklaw's here.
What's happening,
Alright.
brother?
Very nice. There's Goji. Good
Good.
afternoon,
Go
sir.
G.
And World Made a Cardboard has made
Yeah.
it.
Hey.
Awesome.
Fat Red Foo.
Hey.
Oh,
Action Figs. Our buddy
Yeah.
Ed.
A little flyby.
So good to see you guys. And
Oh,
Red.
I'm yep.
Red.
Justin is here. Hey Justin.
Justin, what's up?
Justin.
I believe that's got us caught up with the chat.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Well, we got a show. Let's take a look here. What do we got today? Well, we got you guys. We're talking modern 4-inch action figure, the modern construction 4-inch action figure. Compatibility. This was a suggestion by
Mhm.
Zaymot Rogue. He asked about this. A couple weeks ago, and
Mhm.
and Bob was nice enough to come on and these other guys here and talk about it. It's not something I have a ton of experience with, but we figured we'd delve into the subject because inquiring minds want to know. But before we do that, let's just thank our Patreon and channel members. Guys, here they are. We've got Mike, James, Rollkeeper, Bob, Wraith Mace, Justin, and Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. If you guys like, you could also join the team. I'd appreciate it, but not necessary. Just being here is quite enough. A couple things in the news, and I wish I did this bigger. I'll go full screen with this just so you can see. This is just for anyone that followed the Legends of the Hidden Force. They've got 10 days left. They reopened their pre-order store. So you could go there and you could order pretty much everything on their whole Kickstarter there, including those really neat accessory packs at some special pricing. So, the figures are the accessory packs are $12. They go up to $13.99 after this. Figures are $24. They go up to $25.99 after this. And, then you could also pick up some of those deals as well. But just so you know, that's until 1/31/24. So if you're interested, go ahead. Real nice kind of development throughout the week here. And that is Ramen Toys announced that in 2024, right? Does it say? Yeah, late 2024, we're going to be getting some 1/18 scale. What looks like masked
Machina, officially,
Machina, yeah,
allegedly.
So that's something to be really excited about, because I know there was some kind of rumblings about their kind of reissuing or reoffering the masked vehicles with figures, and I get that some people want an authentic retro, kind of true to the classic scale and experience. And some of us were like, why not do it 1/18? Because that would be even cooler. Yes, 1/18 scale would be cooler. So that's kind of my only issue with that line. I love it. I just always thought, man, this would be really cool if it was 1/18 scale.
Yeah, I think it's an improvement. I think that way they definitely should hang with the Joes. So
it's really exciting. And and we had that what was it, like Comic-Con 2012 or something tease where Hasbro was kind of doing this whole like United kind of universe, and they reissued Matt Tracker in a 1/18 scale size, but never any vehicles. They never followed up with it. They just did it that one time, got us all excited, and then pulled the rug out from under us. So that'd be really cool. One other thing popped up, Mr. Gojitron, who's in the chat there, always awesome. You should what is the saying? If you're not watching Gojitron, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should go check out his channel. He's always, like I said, a friend to us 1/18. He's definitely on there, and he sent these really awesome pictures of this discovery he made earlier this week. He found this really cool playset vehicle and dinosaur offering on Amazon. This lava mountain, and
I like the Jeep.
Yeah, Jeep
That looks cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe the price on this thing. $14.19. Yeah,
that's a deal.
That is a
and I checked this morning. It's still at that.
Amazon.
It's still on that price, and it's still available. So you get this lava mountain playset with that really cool like creature face, jaw cave there. Very awesome.
It does have Land of the Lost vibes. Scotty's pointing out that.
Truly, yeah. The Jeep, and Gojitron was nice enough to share these awesome pictures with us. So if you could go check on his Instagram, he has them there, and it's just so he's got it here with some 3 3/4 inch Indiana Jones figures, and you can see that Jeep works perfectly for them. You got Sala and Short Round there. Indy's getting chomped, and that even has like a play feature. You see the little lever on the side, so you could actually articulate that jaw. That's really cool.
Nice.
You got a little prison. Guys, you could jazz this up and make it work with a ton of different lines. The dinosaur, he's ample size there. You got them doing an escape.
Yeah, the dino and the Jeep alone are worth the $15.
Yeah, the figure that comes with the set is a little on the small side, but you have him there as there's all different people come in all different shapes and sizes. What's funny though, it looks like their knees line up, but then like he gets smaller from there. Like his feet are actually bigger. He's like a hobbit. His feet are bigger than Indy's, and their knees.
We don't
like
scale shame here.
Yeah,
that's right.
So, but I also noticed these really nice little kind of that little campfire, the torch, the little dino egg. These are all nice little touches, and I think there's that ladder, that rope ladder. That's sweet. And you've got like a boulder that rolls down, and you can kind of launch it.
Neat.
Really cool playset, guys. The one thing we always talk about is that there's not enough fun playsets to use. Yeah, Justin, there you go, man.
He's on top of it.
So you can think Gojitron is the enabler.
T-Rex, very dangerous. You go first.
So thank you for that, Goji. That's awesome, and that's a lot of fun. And like I said, you could jazz that thing up, paint it, add some more details. A lot of sculpted detail in there that would really come out with some paint. There you go, Zaymont. Yeah, that thing would rock.
Indeed.
No pun
Literally.
intended. So getting into our main subject is, we wanted to talk about all the different kind of 4-inch modern construction, which kind of started with mostly with G.I. Joe, right? That's like the beginning of that modern style construction, right? I would say.
Yeah, the 25th anniversary.
25th stuff. And, other companies have kind of improved upon it in many ways and advanced that construction technology, I guess, you would call it. And we've got companies like Boss Fight, Marauders, Eagle Force, Joy Toy, Acid Rain, others, Chicken Fried Toys.
Yeah.
Correct me, yeah, and any other one you guys could think of. But anyway, they've kind of Star Wars to some extent, even though Star Wars kind of exists on a smaller scale than those 4-inch figures. But on the outside, they function very similarly, but they are actually made quite differently, as we're going to see. So, Bob, what can you say about that? Because, like I said, they look like they all go together, but they kind of
they're all close and similar. Like Marauders and Boss Fight and Eagle Force all have the same kind of articulation on the outside. They all have that kind of ball joint in the waist where you get that O-ring kind of action, but how the arms and stuff connect and the connector sizes is where it starts getting different.
It does. And Bob, you did a great job here of kind of putting all of these together. And would it be easier? I guess, maybe so the viewers at home could see it if I keep that full screen.
Yeah.
So,
post these
Bob,
up later.
yeah. So I think you started with Boss Fight here. And what you did was you laid all these out and detailed the connectors. You even took calipers and did some measurements there. So if you want to go ahead,
Very
talk a little bit about Boss Fight here, and when you're ready, we could go through and look at them all, and we could come back to these slides if anyone has questions about them. But maybe Bob, if you want to start us with an overview, Brian and Bjorn, feel free to jump in if you have any input on any of these.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, Boss Fight's got the same like pins in the arms that a lot of the other companies do. The sizes are different though, and they've also got you can see the double barbell neck.
I was going to say that double barbell neck is interesting because a lot use like a neck post or a head with an attached neck post. They use this double barbell. Do you find that to be easier to work with, or does that add a challenge?
I think so. I think it's a little easier to work with because most of the barbells, Hasbro's is like huge, but like the one that Boss Fight and Fresh Monkey Fiction use on the Eagle Force line, they're about the same size, so they work pretty well together. The Boss Fight one's like slightly smaller at the bottom where it connects into the neck, but not enough where like the head flops around. It just moves a little freer. But still, like if you put it in a certain position, it stays in that position. It doesn't flop around.
A lot of the new vintage collection figures have the double barbell also.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, and they're also different sizes as well.
Yeah, Star Wars is like the Wild West. That's why I didn't include them because they're like all over the place with their
even different sizes within their own line, right?
Yeah,
I mean, even their hands have different size connecting ports.
You think
nothing standardized?
You'd think they would try to, I don't know, to save on tooling or something, keep them like a uniform.
That is definitely, I was going to say, that is a Hasbro thing, because even in the larger scales, when you're doing kit bashing, none of their stuff is compatible. It's crazy.
Yeah, so you see pretty much similar, except Hasbro likes to do that chest cut, where the ab crunch is really the pec crunch. It's kind of way up there on the top of the ribs. They're doing a dumbbell or barbell, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Although their sizes are different. Like there's the top and the bottom are the same size, which like a lot of the other lines aren't. It's like usually bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom. But
now this is what they called their retro carded 4-inch guys, which are more like the Pursuit of Cobra era construction.
These are a little different than the Pursuit of Cobra era, because those you couldn't pop the arms or the chest apart.
Oh, okay.
You had to like literally break them apart to change those parts out. These you just heat them up and pop them out. And that waist has a swivel like right above the belt, but it doesn't come out.
It doesn't come out. Okay,
right.
Interesting.
Was that the new GI Joes?
Yeah, that was.
This was the latest one.
Okay,
this is the Cobra Soldier or Cobra Trooper that they did.
Okay.
And I have a feeling if they do this new modern line or new wave of modern figures, this is probably the style they're going to go with.
Okay.
Just because
and
they've already got.
You could see here, Chicken Fried Toys does like that neck post, which is molded into the chest, right? So
I love the Chicken Fried Toys.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
Hey, they've got some great sculpts.
Bob, I have a question for you, Bob.
Okay.
Because I end up destroying a couple pairs of hands from a couple of my Chicken Fried Toys.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you pull the hands out? Did you just have to heat them up super hot in super hot water and pull them out?
Yeah, I just used a hair dryer on them for a few minutes and got them good and soft.
Okay, because I thought I did that, and then I pulled the hands out on one figure, and apparently the hand came out, but the peg stayed in there.
Oh,
that's
yikes!
rats. Yeah, that's
so I had to do a little bit of operation on that one, and so I thought it was a fluke. And so I did it on
highly recommend one of these bad boys. You can get these for about $10 on Amazon. It's just a heat gun, but it's not super hot. Special? This is the Laser Pants Love Gun Special. Yeah. It's not as hot as like an industrial heat gun, so it won't melt your stuff.
Right.
They're inexpensive. It's a good thing to have in your toolkit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've just been using like a little travel hair dryer.
It's a good thing that one had a cord on it because I couldn't see it.
It's camouflage.
Yes, right.
Yeah, just so you can see, I'll bring this up here, Bob. Maybe I should have put this ahead of time. Just so you can see. So these are some of the tools that Bob has, graciously laid out for us and kind of showed us. If you want to get into this and kind of start messing with your figures, and there's always kind of like you see two figures and you're like, well, these would look great together, or this head would look awesome on that body, or vice versa. I think a good example of that would be Brian. You recently I saw you on another stream, and I think you sent me pictures. You took that Marvel Epic Hero Black Panther head and you put it on that really nice Acid Rain body, and that was a pretty simple swap. But let's go ahead and pull you up there.
Yeah,
show that guy off.
I just want to point out what Zaymod's saying here. That makes a lot of sense. If you heat up the forearm part, that way it makes it easier to soften up the hand without breaking that hand post that goes in there. It's a good point.
That looks really cool. Yeah. That was just a simple head swap.
Wow.
So,
it is on this one figure in particular. He doesn't have, because he has like a weird looking the Anubis is his character's name, but he has like a weird sort of Egyptian head, and it goes down in there, and so he doesn't have a typical like ball joint. Sticks out like a neck post like this. And so this is just an extra neck post I have from just a Acid Rain figure laying around. And so I sort of threw it in there. And the heads, like all the new Marvel Legends, I mean, not Marvel Legends, the Marvel Epic. Lines, they will fit on most any gigs. I mean, you might have to make it work or something, but
sure.
They'll they pop off with those figures those bodies pretty good. And like I said, you can make them work on most any, like even Star Wars figures. You could put those on those heads too. And sometimes since the hole in the back, sometimes you can put the head over the if the Star Wars figure doesn't have the bulbs, you know, the neck bar, double bar, you can just put it over their like throat, you know, neck part. Sure. And you can kind of put it over there. It just sort of it sort of sits there. You know, it just depends on which one, but you know.
Now, what do you guys use to, you know, like fill in if there's a discrepancy in the diameter of the neck post? Do you use sticky tack? Do you use wax? Do you have a trade secret sauce?
I sometimes use PTFE tape. That plumber's tape, a little tip I picked up from Toy Polloi a few years ago. It helps, like if you're going from a. Oh, okay.
I have not used any of that, but I sort of just use, I don't know. Sometimes I've put fuzz in there before, you know what I'm saying, to make it fit around there. That would probably be easier to have that stuff, but I don't ever know if I'm going to keep something permanent, and so I kind of want to keep
I understand that. Yeah, like you might want to do it just for some photography, or you know, just for a while. But you want to always, you kind of want to preserve the integrity of like the base figure, so you can always put it back to regular if you like.
Another shameless promotion: Tacky Wax. Got this on Amazon. It's like $8 for this little tin, and it lasts forever. I use it to keep figures from falling if they don't have stands on the shelves, but it also works on joints at the neck, or sometimes if you've got loosey-goosey hips. It doesn't damage the original plastic, so if you're doing a custom and you don't want to keep it permanent, might be something to check out. So
Magician's wax can do the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's the same type of stuff. Very similar.
Leaves no residue also.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's nice.
So so Chicken Fried Toys mixes it up a little bit. They have a slightly different thing there. They actually have what almost like their waist pieces are just a solid piece, but it's very similar to like O-ring type of waist with the kind of T-hook that they use.
Yeah, the T-bar in there is like permanent. Them and Boss Fight and Marauders.
World Made of Cardboard has a question for you guys. Have you ever tried using clear nail polish to fix up a ball joint? I've never tried that. I don't know.
I haven't.
I haven't, but I've heard of people that have, and it works.
I've done it for like some loose joints. Like if you're keeping a figure intact, say you have like an O-ring figure, that you could take it apart, and sometimes it is just a matter of a really thin thing like that. So if you're just trying to tighten up like an otherwise kind of overworked joint, on a head, swap like that, it may take way too many layers for it to be practical, but eventually it all work. I've also heard of if you could find like that mopping glow floor wax. That's a nice non-permanent solution. You could take that, and what you do is you just get like a toothpick or something, and you just dip it in and put drops of it on the joint, and it'll kind of solidify as it dries and add a little friction there. But that will wash away. Yeah.
Oh, let me answer this real quick.
All right.
This is from the recent movie Scoob, and they put these out a few years ago. It's fun. It's even got some lights and sounds.
Oh, so cool.
I think you can still find these on like Amazon. I've got my little Plunderling driving today, but check them out. I'd say check Amazon.
Yeah,
I think they still have some left.
So Scott saying, he's used some of that floor product, floor wax. Zamott's used that nail polish trick on OG Joe knees. Yep, it works great. Yeah. Yep. Clear nail polish, old Transformer collector trick. Yeah. And Robert even saying on 112 Marvel Legends, it worked. So yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
So speaking of that, the chicken fried toy that I have, so I was wanting to make this guy like a cook chef, and so this is the guy right here that I had to sort of repair, and
let me pull you up here.
And so So anyway, I sort of made him like a chef. Well, the hand is what got screwed up, on both of those. So basically, I put a toothpick in his wrist, and that's how I connect it with his arm is a toothpick into the fist of the Star Wars character. It's
very
cool.
Nice.
It's not the best.
I know the reason why it broke,
but it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
See, the wrist joints and the shoulder joints are ABS plastic, so they got a higher temperature resistance, I guess. So it takes more heat to soften them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely had to. It took me longer to get the Chicken Fried Toys figure apart than any of the others.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Joy Toy is like a super premium, figure there. They cost a lot more than most of these other figures. They've got quite a few pieces there too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're super modular, and with a lot of their sets, they'll come with extra joint parts in case you break one or lose one, which is kind of a nice thing.
Well, and they also have a line that they do, or at least the last couple of years, where they'll release some figures that are just kind of kit bashes of their other stuff that are not as many paint apps and all that, and they're like only $20 a piece. Yeah, those things are a lot more price friendly than some of their other figures.
Yeah, Dom has a bunch of those army builders.
Oh yeah. Dom has a bunch of figures.
Yeah.
he does whole
pretty awesome. So Marauder, which sells a lot of like custom parts, like you could mostly you could go on there and it's like a chop shop. You could buy heads, you could buy arms, you could buy torsos. I didn't realize that the upper arms are connected. That's an interesting thing that I found.
Not sure why they went that way, but I've tried pulling them out. I think the only way to get them out.
One way to do it that I found, and that is to use I guess they're reverse pliers.
Oh, whatever. And crack open the chest.
You got to crack it.
So you got to.
Some are easier to crack than others.
But Marauder's pretty affordable when you're just buying like certain parts. They're actually pretty affordable if you just want to buy parts and make your own guys.
Justin says he uses plastic sprue for making new pieces. If you've got one broken, that's a good idea. Everybody's got sprue parts laying around, so that's handy.
Very cool.
Zaymot is asking about the Joy Toy durability. Will, you've got a couple of those. What do you think? Are they pretty durable?
Yeah, I mean, they feel real solid to me, but I haven't tried to dismantle them or take them apart or anything. I just posed them and kind of, played with them a little bit. And I found that they were, all that they are cracked up to be. I felt like a premium action figure. But Bob, you've done a little more.
Yeah, they hold together really well.
I think Bjorn, your Hot Pocket's done.
Yep.
Is that you?
Yes, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah, they hold together really well. They're good, solid figures. I mean, they're not like Fisher Price Adventure People rugged play figures, but but I mean, they'll hold up to some play, and they're also, in my opinion, probably best if you're like concerned about painting a figure and you don't want to get like paint and clear coat all in the joints. You can take the joints out, paint the individual pieces, and then put them back together. So
So what else we have here?
I've found them pretty reliable. I found them pretty durable too. I've taken a few apart.
Eagle Force has a nice system here. It looks like.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any of the Eagle Force stuff.
Oh,
get on the train.
Join the Eagle Force. No,
actually, I tell a lie. I have 2 heads from the line, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to some of the. Yeah, they're doing some like odes to the Adventure Team style that are supposedly coming out later this year. So I'll be picking some of those up.
Well, speaking of Adventure Team, I ordered pieces for the first member of my Adventure Team the other day.
Oh, wonderful!
Nice.
Like to see that when we get when it gets in there.
Yeah.
That was my first Eagle Force figure right there.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. That's awesome. And what it looks like. So unlike some of the other ones, Fresh Monkey Fiction or Chicken Fried Toys has a screw that holds the chest together, and they actually put a plug in there, which is real nice. It covers it up, and you were nice enough to show pictures of that, and I kind of zoomed in here, so hopefully people at home could see that. One thing Jim noticed was the holsters and the guns do look marvelous on these
really
figures.
nice.
Yeah, and you're able to pull that out. How hard is that to do there?
It depends on how long your fingernails are, or a straight pen. Could also be used to kind of get in there and pop it out.
Use
Just
an
be sure not to
X-Acto
pop
blade.
it too hard.
And then here's some good examples of all the different legs that they made. And it looks like, I think the red ones there where they cut off just below the knee, that is actually the Eagle Force, right? I noticed that.
Yeah, that's the their boot configuration. Like,
which
they
is
also
kind of
have,
cool. Yeah, gives you a little more versatility with the swapping out the boots and stuff.
And it gives you a swivel there at the boot cut, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And the newer Eagle Force figures have a swivel at the thigh now too, or like right below where the hip attaches.
Sure.
They've got like a thigh swivel.
Bjorn was telling us off camera that some of the new Marauders, especially the Vietnam line, they're going to be introducing a thigh cut, which will give more articulation.
I'm not sure if it's going to be for the rest of the figures too, or just the Marauder stuff, but they teased it in a few of the updates.
Cool.
Yeah. So these guys are saying, Joy Toy figures are great. The new ones are very durable. Mace, what's happening? Oh my God, he was showing off the Joy Toy stuff.
Yeah,
the 40K. Oh my God, beautiful. They're just amazing.
Their Space Marines and Orcs are just beautiful. They look great.
Just amazing. And and those aren't like the only figures there, but if I guess the question was compatibility, and some of you have done some kind of swaps between the lines. Do you tend to just, a lot of them offer, Eagle Force offers like almost limitless. I mean, you could pop those apart just within the Eagle Force line and reconstruct and make so many different figures. It's kind of that modern construction. I'll bring up like a point like Strike Force Alpha, for example, just did this with O-ring figures, and they're offering this new pop and swap technology. That's kind of baked in on all these modern construction figures. That pop and swap is kind of just inherent in the way that they're constructed. They're kind of ball joint and socket. Is there a favorite amongst you guys? I know, like, not just because of characters, but if you wanted to swap them, like, do you have a favorite when it comes to, like, I guess the way they're constructed? Which ones do you find to be the easiest to work with?
Hey Bob, did you do a slide on Acid Rain?
I did not, because I don't have a spare one that I'm willing to like pull apart. Yeah.
I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just see some stuff. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart, but
sure.
Like the heads come off really easy. Well, the waist comes apart really easy too. But there's another piece, a midsection to the waist that goes in there. Nice. Okay, and so you can plug that in, and most of them have the same pieces. It's pretty much the same body for the most part. Mechanics. The head comes off pretty easy, and then there is a neck bulb in there, and you can take this piece out too if you need to. I don't know, put a different. Not all of the heads from the Acid Rain have the same. I guess a few of the newer ones had a different head or neck piece for. I guess if they. It depends on how the helmet needs to sit into the head or the body, and so that does the arms and legs come off pretty easy. The legs are on ball joints, and the arms are most like that's the Eagle Force. You can just pull them out, and you don't have to really have them heated up. I mean, they don't need to be cold, but you don't have to have them really heated up to take them apart. But I like that, and you can actually put some of the newer Star Wars figures their legs, you can swap that have
nice.
ball joints.
Nice.
You can actually swap those from Acid Rain to Star Wars.
That's really good to know.
Depending on what you're looking for.
Nice.
So Zaymot's kind of saying Fresh Monkey, Marauders, and Chicken Fried are probably the easiest to part swap. Is that a fair statement?
Some parts.
Yeah.
Some of the feet, some of the hands, some of the heads.
Okay.
The arms, it's touch and go on some, but
just because of the design for some of them, because I know a lot of them are like the chest and the arm pieces are sculpted to look like a coat or uniform. So I guess those wouldn't be as.
Over that.
Well, sure, but I mean, as far as construction, it makes it a little harder to match parts, maybe.
Yeah, like the Chicken Fried Toys shoulders. Like if you saw them, they have that big circle at the end of the post where it slides into like a slot in the torso. You can't just like plug it into another body.
Yeah, I think that's the if you have the base kind of waist and torso, the heads, arms, and legs are kind of really where you could customize mostly. It seemed like a lot of those waists were more proprietary, like very specific to that brand. But yeah, within the same brand, there's so much
of that
versatility. Yeah,
the torsos on the Marauders will not fit the legs on the Chicken Fried Toys because I believe the ball on the Chicken Fried Toys waist is just slightly too big for the Marauders torso.
Yeah, and I think that Fresh Monkey Fiction is either a little bigger or a little smaller than the Marauders.
So
now
you'd have to do some dremeling and some sticky tack.
Yeah, one guy said he used some green stuff to thicken up the ball so a different torso would go on. So
yeah, that could work. Green stuff when that dries or cures, it's a little more brittle though, right? Than like a lot of these materials.
It's a 2-part epoxy, right?
Yeah, so
it's more for like modeling than joint fix, but
actually using. Yeah, I wanted to bring up this. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it here. But there are.
Well, while you're looking for that, let me ask our fellow way out in Outer Multiverse. When you're building your station, do you find particular lines that work well as far as scale? Is the 4-inch scale pretty much universal, or some guys fit bigger, smaller?
There is a little bit of size discrepancy from certain lines, but I'm kind of doing a sort of sci-fi line anyway. I don't mind having Star Wars the smaller of the ones that I use, but yeah, I don't mind a little bit of discrepancy. The scale, I don't mind having, you can fudge it and make it work in your pictures too if you really want.
Just think of them as different races.
But yeah, even within like, Spin Master, their newer lines and their movie lines tend to have like a different proportions than some of their older stuff, where I'm trying to find one of these guys here, but like Flash, for example, his head is just a lot bigger on this older one than like on the newer one. He's a little more muscular. So even within like the same scale, you can find like tiny heads, big heads, large torsos. Even we saw it on that thing that Gojitron shared. The guy was half the size, but their knees were lined up, like that, like their torso was just a lot shorter. But I did find the thing.
You could probably use that as a child.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you guys.
Short round.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scotty had a question. If you use the clear fingernail polish, does it flake over time, or do you guys know if you've attempted to use
I've never used it.
Yeah, I haven't used it myself, so I'm not 100% on that. I
Me
would
neither.
think it would as it dries and wears, just like it would like flake off your fingernail.
So I've seen these a lot of times for some of the model kits. They sell actual like ball joints.
Oh yeah,
is that like for Gundam kits or?
They're really
I've
for
never used
anything.
these.
They kind of
It's
have a
for, like,
post on
Gundam
either
and-
end,
Yeah, they're I know there's like Kotobukiya has a line that they call like MSG or model support goods that are useful for any kind of line.
Yeah, really, they just have a post on either end,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so if you could get that in somewhere, if you need to repair it, I was thinking about it because actually, you know, the reason I was thinking about it was more for they have all different sizes and styles as well,
yeah.
you know. So
now I will say with those, if you want them for like shoulders, you want to get some with the offset post, not the post in the middle.
I see.
Because if you get the post in the middle, then it's not going to like bend all the way down because the post will start hitting on the side of
I like
the shoulder joint.
This slide here. It just shows you how big the entire thing is. Like that really matters, you know, like, oh, if they're all on the sprue, oh, it's 10 centimeters. Great. Phew.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to fit that sprue in my pocket, you know, like you really need to know how big like each one of these is, you know, but this is like useless. But yeah,
now Will made a cardboard brings up a good question because there's obviously factory made pieces like this that you can buy are going to be durable. What about 3D printing custom parts like these? So, is that going to work? Are they
I
fickle
have
or
a couple 3D printed heads, and they're loose based upon the way they were 3D printed, but just a little bit of sticky tack will fix that.
Yeah, I think the important thing is to use the right type of material. As a matter of fact, there's someone in the resin printing world who's actually selling his own formula. And if you look, Uncle Jesse, I think there's a really nice. He does a YouTube channel on 3D printing. He actually got some of that resin. It's supposed to be a semi-flexible resin for the joints and stuff like that. So when you do compress them and you pop them on, like for example, here's a resin printed 3D printed figure I did, where the designer designed them to use magnets to connect, which I don't love because they kind of fall apart. You know, it's nice if you want to play around, but I would have rather had like ball joints that you could drill out and put in there, or you know, bake into the paint job's horrible, guys. I know, but
no judgment.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Teco Toys?
Also,
Teco? No.
Yes, they do 3D printed figures and stuff.
Oh yeah,
but a smaller scale.
Yeah, there's a guy on Instagram, Panagon Collectibles, on Instagram that's doing like 3D printed O-ring micronauts.
Nice.
Look really nice.
So I actually just ordered a because I have a lot of O-ring models to resin print.
Yeah,
the biggest
Goji's at that age where knee and elbow joints aren't working like they used to.
Yeah,
I wish we could replace them that easy.
The biggest issue on O-ring figures is the rivets that you have to put in for the arm sockets.
Yeah.
So there is a guy on. Let me pull him up here because he's pretty awesome. Level 7 Toys on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I met him at Joe Fest.
Yes, super cool.
Yeah,
he's doing he's currently doing a Batman, I believe. And
Teco Toys.
Let me.
Yes, you. Scott. There are some micronauts. I think Gojitron has a video of one that he picked up that was the bug character, and it was a 3D print, and it's pretty cool. So check that out on his channel. Yeah,
it's Panagon Collectibles on Instagram. If you want to look them up.
Bob, was that level 7? Was that the company that you bought those like clear or figures?
Yeah. Those like kind of clear and solid mixed 3D printed guys. Yeah, they're really good.
Were those O-ring or kind of just his?
No, they were more modern construction.
Let me see if
I don't have.
I want to show this because I just ordered. I didn't get a chance to get this, but he's doing like a O-ring Batman, which looks awesome.
Let's see.
Ooh,
right? I saw that.
I like the design.
So
yeah, it's really cool. But I went on the site today and it was sold out. So, but this is what he had, and I did get this. It's a rivet tool.
Nice.
Hand press rivet tool. So one of the biggest issues was, you know, that tool is kind of, so you can find the rivets very easily. You can find and he might be sold out, but if you wanted to go check Level 7 Toys to get that rivet tool, last time he sold out. Here's his 3D printed body, and this is his his kind of blank superhero, right? This one is but yeah, you can see some of the stuff he's doing here.
Here's the male one. Oops. Sorry. Like this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he has some awesome stuff.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
I like the construction on that.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. It looks like it's got just the ball for the head. Probably looks like it could be a double ball.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clear plastic that makes it easier to tell.
I was going to say that translucent plastic gives it a really cool look too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'd say because 3D printing's main, purpose is not to make ball jointed action figures. It's got tons of other uses. So as more people kind of in the hobby, kind of, where that guy kind of created his own formula for like a semi-rigid, flexible resin to kind of work perfectly for that, we're going to see more improvements in the material and
definitely
better innovations there. And I'll tell you, when that hand tool comes in, I will be running off some O-ring figures and definitely working on those and trying, because that's one of the biggest hurdles was trying to get those rivets in there. And he found a really cool tool. I don't know if he's having those made or whatnot, but apparently you could just make your own. So that's my dream come
World
true.
Made of Cardboard's asking, does this guy have a booth? So chances are he'll be there again this year.
Hopefully. I know.
I saw him on the vendor list on the site that I checked.
Okay.
So
cool.
That's a great. Yeah, if you can get to the conventions, it's a great way to see what is out there, not just for custom figures, but tools for making your own.
I know I'll be going.
Eventually, you know what I mean? Like eventually there'll be materials that you can print that will be as resilient as, injected molded stuff, but it's not there yet. But for us who maybe are just putting something together to pose or to use for photography, I think they're more than adequate, to use for your stuff, especially if it's making something that doesn't otherwise exist. It wouldn't be a one-for-one replace. You can't just duplicate and make all the original O-Ring Joes or Star Wars figures or anything like that,
right.
But you can make something that didn't exist or make an adapter to make something you want to, kit bash together work. You could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, there's a guy, I forget who it is, but he has put out some 3D files or STL files that will let you that were for the ball joint and the swivel head.
So level 7.
Joes.
Here he is. I'll share it right here. I'll show you his site because he actually makes the adapters and he sells them on his site. So it's really cool. Well, let me see. If I go there, do I lose you guys if I try to go to his click? It's not working. Anyway, okay. I guess on his site though, if you go to his Instagram and back to this too. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. Let's forget about that because I can't seem to. Oh, here it is. I got it. Let me share this one. I'm a mess here. I don't know.
Well, in case you can't pull it up, it's like adapters so let you put modern heads on.
Yeah, if I switch
Joe-Ring bodies.
Yeah, there it is. So you can see on his site, see swivel.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
This goes into like an old O-ring figure, and then you could do ball jointed heads on there.
Nice.
So you could like put a Marauder's head on there or something.
Yeah, you get a 5-pack for $10. That's sweet, man. That's a good deal. And he's got all these heads that he does too, like $5 each. Now they're unpainted, so results will vary. You know what I mean? Like, painting heads is an art. You gotta learn
those
how to do
eyes,
that.
man. Those eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always do aliens. Just solid red, solid blue.
You can't mess up on those.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and I think someone was asking for a link to these ball joints here. Let me see if I can find a way to link that. Or if you just go on Amazon and just type in ball joints for action figures, that's what I did, and all the different ones came up. So I haven't tested or used any of these, but Because this is
Also,
like
a lot of the model
link.
kits, model kit sites like USA Gundam Store or Hobby Link Japan will have those ball joints as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way they were on the sprues reminded me of the way the Transformers ones that me and Bob are messing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar to that.
Yeah,
cool. So Scotty's saying that when Goji had one of his auctions lately, he picked up that bug 3D print model that Goji had on his video, and he sent some pictures to the 118 Instagram. So we'll check that out.
Cool.
Yeah, see, I don't know if that worked.
There's
link was
looks like the link.
Okay.
Try it.
Yeah, it like went in 2 different chats though because it was so long.
Oh.
So I was like trying to find a better link, but I can't seem to find one here. I'm not signed in, so maybe it's being a pain in the butt because I'm not signed in over here.
After the show, we'll try putting one in the link in the description of the video. We find a good link for it.
Or like a pinned comment or something like that.
Yeah, but if you just search, because I'm not even signed in there, if you just search in ball joints for action figures, oh, cool. You got it. You should be able to find it. I was thinking like Final Faction figures, since they like 5p away. If you could get a bunch of those ball joints and like Dremel them out, maybe kind of just add a little bit of more articulation, they might be a little more fun.
That's an idea.
But what happened was I happened to go to, and I showed this on a couple streams, so I know I'm not, bragging at all. I know this is corny, but I got these Aquaman figures for $1. So they're fully articulated, and so I'm using them as my kind of recipient of dinosaur heads. Those are the Jurassic Park Dino Minis. If you cut their heads
awesome.
off, you could stick them on here, and they make really great alien characters. I've been doing them with the Final Faction figures because they're a cheap donor figure, But since Spin Master was nice enough, or since the fine people at Aquaman too were so nice to bomb completely and have these marked down to $1 within weeks of the movie coming out.
What figure is that? Is that Black Mana?
This one is Orm, I think. But they don't so. If you get the stealth suit Aquaman, he's got a very similar outfit, which is pretty generic. I did take a silver marker and kind of hit his belt, his wrist, knees, and back there to just add a little more color to it.
Yeah.
But you could paint those up any way you like. And the trident weapon, and I believe he came with a pretty cool sword. They look pretty good.
And so what is the head from?
I wish I had one. Actually, if you give me 1 second, I'll grab one. I have one in the package. I'll show you.
All right.
That was
you could make some Dino Riders. That's cute. But yeah, you can make some great henchmen for the cheap if you get those Spin Master figures because they are on discount.
Yeah, I grabbed.
I got 2 Black Manas.
Nice.
I grabbed a few of the Blue Beetle figures from Target because I wanted to kind of do the same thing with those, because I knew that those would eventually hit the clearance line,
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie yet, but everybody I talk to about it says don't bother.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. No interest.
I'm gonna watch it just because I'm a Blue Beetle fan from back in the day. But
yeah, I was gonna say my Blue Beetle was Ted Cord, just a guy in a regular spandex suit, not this Jamie Reyes version.
Oh, and I loved
didn't know
how
who Blue Beetle was till I saw him on Young Justice.
Yeah, he was good on that. I was gonna say I think I'm remembering the correct writer, Keith Geffen, that did Justice League International for a while.
Yes.
The way he would write Blue Beetle and Booster Gold interacting was hilarious.
The blue and gold team. They were the comedy relief. That was fun.
Yeah, that was one of the best. That was a good run when he did Justice League or whatever it was called. I can't remember. It was Justice League?
Justice League International.
Okay, That's right.
Oh, and then Batman punching out Guy Gardner was just classic.
It is classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it more like a sitcom. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then they split off to Justice League Europe and Justice League Antarctica and a couple other wacky ones.
Yeah.
So
Great Lakes Justice League and oh wait, no, that was Avengers.
Yes.
Yep.
Crossing streams, Bob.
Yeah.
Here's
there he is.
The thing.
Cool.
They are Jurassic Park minis.
Okay.
That you could buy at Dollar Tree. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I take no credit for
see those
doing
all
this.
the
I
time.
saw it on a Final Faction Facebook group post, and then I just decided to start making my own.
Nice.
You know, you got any cheap base figure, and you can make a whole army of these. You know.
Now, are the heads on those already separate, or do you have to cut them and Dremel them? Or?
Yeah, so I just chop them up. And on many cases, like on this one, there was like a neck post sticking out, so I had to drill it out and stick it on there. So this head doesn't move. But on some of the other ones, because I just crazy glued it in place, I don't have them here. Maybe, oh, I got my dude right here that I put in the kid connection. This is one I made with a Final Faction guy. And with him, the head does move. So I just knocked his chest piece off there. And then I cut the spine off of the figure and I glued it onto his head like a mohawk.
Nice.
And I tried on some of them to add, like I cut the legs off and then added them to the hands to make like, this is just a Final Faction figure.
Almost kind of has a Yondu vibe to him.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, so I just kind of, you know, just playing around. You got to be careful though, because like it's soft plastic, but you will cut yourself because like I will feel like it's not giving. So just make sure you're cutting away from yourself if you try any of these.
Are you sure that wasn't Mary Poppins and not Yondu?
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. So then you got, you know, so now you got friends here. So these guys, you know, even though he's 5p away, he's a little bigger, but you know.
It looks like Zaymont had a good suggestion for you on a future video.
Zaymot's asking maybe you do a construction of those.
I did. There's like a short on my channel from like a year ago where I was going to talk about them, and I just never got around to it. And then no one ever like bothered me and said, "Hey, you should do that." So I just never did. But yeah, I think it'd be a fun. Either do it on a stream and we could have some fun chopping up old figures.
Yeah, show that because you know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun and they're really inexpensive. And if you wanted to, you know, I think the next step of that would be to give them a complete paint job and kind of tie them all in together. You know, I was kind of cheating there, but I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Or it could be the next contest. And since the mech one is done, if I run out and get a dollar figure and
that's actually a pretty good idea. But so, all right, guys, we had a great show today, but I got some real talk for you.
Speaking of mechs, one question.
Yeah.
What is that Sentinel doing to the mech in the background there?
And is it consensual?
Hey, what is he doing? I don't know.
He's giving him a hug. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's cheering him on. Yeah, so unfortunately, I got some bad news, and that's that this is going to be the last 1A team show for a while. I'm not pulling one of those I'm quitting YouTube things, but I am temporarily, I'm not going to be available to do any shows or anything for the foreseeable future, guys. Some real life stuff has come up, and
that pole dancing career is really taking off. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. But
we'll start our own 1-8 team show.
Hey,
Blackjack and hookers.
No, just wait for me. I'll be back. Just kick me to the curb. Why don't you?
Slide wheel over.
Yeah. Oh, what? You're not available? Bjorn's 118.
Tigers.
Son of a gun. No, it's just going to be for, you know, a couple weeks, maybe, hopefully it could be a month, maybe a little more. I just got to straighten out some stuff before I could kind of focus on doing this. Now, I might pop up, but it won't be anything like this where we have a theme or a structure or a show. If something cool happens, we'll pop up, but it might not be at our regular time. It might be because I might be doing some work too on Sunday. So Just know that, I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things to do all week, but, due to these circumstances, I kind of have to just kind of put this on the back burner and take care of some things. But if something comes up, something really cool, some big news happens, I might just pop on because I don't think I could stay away too long or else I'll go nuts, But as far as a 1-8 show where it's on Sunday at 3:30 and it's scheduled and we have a theme and everything, it may not happen for the foreseeable future. I might pop up on, Largo's channel or with any of you guys anywhere else or, do something.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to get out of co-hosting the Infinite Playlist that easily. We got to have you over there.
Since Wilhelm is leaving, we're going to be rebranding the show to talk about nothing but tigers.
There you go.
I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I just won't be able to put together a show at a scheduled time because I just don't know what my schedule will be.
Move your feet, lose your seat.
All right. Bjorn's evil, man. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I will be around.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I'll definitely be around. And but yeah, I gotta make sure that everything in the real world is good before I could do this. And
right. So 118 hiatus. Gotta take care of some real world junk.
Yeah, the real world takes precedence.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, and thanks, Wraith Mace. Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to check in. As a matter of fact, I've been checking out your channel. Wraith Mace does some World of Warcraft stuff, which although I'm not an active player, I have probably a decade of experience wasting my life in that game. So, really interested that I saw that he was doing some PvP stuff and the new expansion. So it was fun to check that out. But so I look forward to anything that you come up with. And sometime in the future, I'd love to pitch I know World of Warcraft. They're doing somewhat like 7-inch, or McFarlane's doing something with them, or one of them.
McFarlane did a couple in their 7-inch scale, but they're this kind of hit and miss. Whereas Joy Toy's doing like the full line. All the different factions.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see some stuff there. But yeah. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I will be around. But like I said, I just can't promise that I'll do a structured or scheduled show for the foreseeable future. Try to be
I'm kind of partial to the salamanders myself.
Thanks. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Unless you guys have any questions, anyone in you guys, like Brian, what do you have going on with you? And
right now I'm working on expanding Yamato 6. I've got a bookshelf that will be here, or I should say a bookshelf, another shelf that'll be here sometime, and then I'm going to start expanding out, going out a little bit further, and work on that for a little while.
Oh, I got to mention, I saw you on the World Makers Consortium over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other 118 show.
Oh, that was the other 118 show. I saw you guys last week, and then I caught the World Maker Consortium, I think, Friday night at some time. And Starboy Station, man, that just is amazing. I think he's in the chat.
I didn't know he had so
too.
much stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, they've all got.
You see his
beautiful displays.
Yeah, but that was like
there you go.
Time, yeah, seeing it all there.
Starboy.
Yeah.
So, do you plan on going that big? Like, because I know right now you're just one shelf, but
Yeah, Joel, he has it. Like, if you watched if you watched it, you saw how big his room was.
Yeah,
and he's got it's quite impressive, man.
But the signs, right, that light up. Oh my god, I was like, just blowing my mind. Yeah.
So many folks just have shelves of vanilla poses. I love when you guys put a shelf together as a scene, as part of a larger story. I think it's really cool.
And
it's like a small movie set.
Yeah, and I know it's not practical for everyone to do, but I gotta say, I love all you guys that do. You throw, you're like, nope, I'm building it all in here. My room is now it's now a world. It's really cool.
Do we have a link for that show where the consortium gets together? Do they do a regular show?
They do it.
Yes, every Friday.
Yeah, it's Rad Toys Galaxy, I believe it's on his channel.
Pull it up.
Famine sometimes he simulcasts on his channel too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So you can still get your 118 fix until Wilhelm gets back.
Yeah, they do a Toy Squad show on Mondays.
That's right.
And I was mentioning how you guys, with your stream, you talk about more of the G.I. Joe military and all figures 118th.
That link is for the last World Makers Consortium over there on Rad Toys. But you could also find them Famine, like simulcast sometimes. And all these guys from the community, like Starboy was on there last weekend. OUTERMULTIVERSE was on there.
I was on a while back.
Oh, cool.
Bjorn was on there, yeah. So, Bob, what do you got going on? You got anything coming up?
Nothing real specific. Always got some works in progress that are in various stages. Still working on that Jeep. I did manage to get that little panel off, the little action trigger panel.
Okay.
Got it somewhat fitting. Still working on that though.
And you can always catch BETARAYBOB's Instagram to see where he is in between videos.
Yeah, which I just posted in the chat there. So if you want to go check out, Bob's got some wonderful toy photography. Same thing, Brian. Got some awesome stuff. Wonderful photographs.
Brian's is much better than mine. He does full scenes and everything. I just have that
blue
blue background.
And there are links to everyone's channels in the
There's nothing wrong with the blue background.
Bob needs to get started on that. He's got all the figures. All he needs to do is just put the scene together.
Yeah. I've even got the shelves that these shelves behind me, the each shelf is kind of off centered. So there's like a space to go from one down to the other.
Cool.
At some point we'll get a city going.
All right.
Nice. And we're seeing Bjorn everywhere. He's hanging out with the Boba Joe show. Been on there a few times, and he's got his Instagram where he's showing his customs. And you have a channel, Bjorn. You got anything popping up on there at some point?
Nothing in the immediate future because I take care of Grandpa, and that pretty much takes up most of my time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, the weather hasn't been really cooperating, so I can't really finish my adventure team copter that I got. It's like half painted.
Well, when you get it done, we'll be looking for that. That'll be cool.
So I'm just playing the waiting game.
Yeah,
you can always check out the Boba Joe show at the link in the chat there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in chats everywhere.
What do you got going on? I know you got a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh man, we're doing all kinds of good stuff this year. Storytelling is our theme. I'm adding some new shows to the layer. I just got my fiber optics, so now I won't be all glitchy. The gremlins are kicked to the curb. So you'll see some new stuff coming into this month, beginning of February. We'll do some new stuff that'll be popping out, and some of the old favorites we'll be bringing back. New Infinite playlist for Monday with the Scubas.
Oh, yes.
That'll be cool. Scuba Pete and his lovely wife. And
Mrs. Scuba.
Mrs. Scuba. And we'll have some more stuff coming up very soon. I don't have it scheduled yet, but it's in the process of being built.
Cool.
Awesome.
One last thing, though, before we go. I want to address Fat Red Foo's comment. We once bumped into each other 3 separate times on 3 different shows in the same day.
Well, great minds think alike, isn't that what they
That's
say?
it.
Yeah.
Bjorn is a legend. He's everywhere in the chats. And he's also our super wrench over on the Infinite playlist. We appreciate that.
I do my best.
He does. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
John, you're awesome. So every time John pops up in chat, I gotta do a flyby.
I need to print one of those out and put it together.
Everyone needs to. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I
thank
really
you.
appreciate everyone viewing in, all you guys that support the channel, everyone there, and what can I say? Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you have an awesome week. And
thanks for having me on.
Be seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
We'll see you around the webs. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a button here that I'm going to run. Bye. All right.